everybody, and welcome to the show. This week, we are focusing on China. And China has one of the largest Christian populations in the entire world. The Chinese government is not particularly happy about that fact, and it persecutes and regulates churches. China's Communist Party is also working on a 10-year project to rewrite the Bible. Dale Hurd has some amazing, shocking changes to this story. Watch this.
Chinese Christians receive Bibles for the first time. With as many as 130 million reported Chinese Christians and the continuing explosive growth of the underground church, there are now more Christians in China than members of the Communist Party. The Chinese government's persecution of Christians has only led to even more church growth, causing the Communist Party to now target the Bible itself, with what it calls an update with socialist values and removing passages that don't reflect communist beliefs.
Chinese are no longer content with all of these attempts to try to forcibly get Christians to deny their faith. And so now they've just taken it to a new level where they're trying to rewrite the scripture and to confuse them and to prevent them from becoming Christians.
In one example from a high school textbook, a Communist Party revision of John chapter 8 about the woman caught in adultery says, Jesus once said to the angry crowd who was trying to stone a woman who had sinned, "He who is without sin among you, let him cast a stone at her." When his words came to their ears, they stopped moving forward. When everyone went out, Jesus stoned the woman himself and said, "I am also a sinner."
We have.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. And that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. All right? And as you can see from the clip, Esau is using Moab to shame the Bible. All right? Esau, the so-called white man, is using Moab, the so-called Chinese man, to shame the Bible in such that he's allowing Moab to rewrite the Bible, and in doing so, saying that Jesus is a sinner also. Okay? Now, this only goes to prove and show you all the more that the people in the land that's claiming to be the real Jews aren't. Okay? Because this type of behavior will not be going on when the real people are in the land. Okay? Everyone will know the law. Everyone will be on the same accord. There will not be different religions, quote unquote religions and ideologies going on throughout the earth. It's going to be, everybody's going to have the same laws, statutes, and commandments, okay? And we're going to be the ones to enforce that, all right? There ain't going to be no, fabricating, making up, and degrading the word, man. All right? And Yahweh Shah says he comes in the volume of the book. All right? That's from Genesis to Revelation and everything in between, including the Apocrypha. All right? So the mere fact that anything remotely similar to degrading or defaming the word can be even thought of shows you that those imposters that's claiming to be the people of the book aren't, okay? They're not, all right? Let's go there in Psalms 40 and verse 7 first. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 40 and verse 7. It reads, "Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of the book, it is written of me." All right, the volume of the book entails everything. All right, the Apocrypha, the quote unquote New Testament, in the quote unquote Old Testament. All right, because it's just a collection of books put together. All right, but Yahushua comes in the volume of that. So by you allowing, your comrades to say that he's a sinner, you're what? You're enabling this narrative that, oh, we have to be the righteous people, okay? Because if Moab, the so-called Chinese man, is doing this, then you want us to look at him as being wicked when, no, you're the wicked one because you're supposed to be in control, all right? You remember, you're supposed to be the ones of the land, all right? So you're supposed to address this. But we all know, we're not ignorant of your devices, Satan. We know that you're the head honcho of this whole catastrophe, all right? You're the one that's in control, making the calls, making the shots. These other nations, they're just your flunkies. They're right up under you, all right? Because we know, pursuant to Revelation, when you drop that atomic bomb, it put the whole world in fear of you, all right? That's when you came into your fulfillment, your power. When you dropped that bomb, fat boy and little boy, and the world saw what you was capable of, they got in line real quick. They acquiesced to your Christianity, all right? So you can't use Moab to redirect the people into making them think that Moab is the one that's going off, or the sinner, quote unquote sinner, because he puts things like this in the Bible when you're supposed to be the one overseeing everything. Remember, you're in the land, all right? You're in the land, claiming to be the people. It says, as I was going to start off in Isaiah, when the true people of the Bible are in the land, there will be no more wars, all right? Everybody would know the law, okay? So this just goes to show you even more that those people that's claiming to be in the land aren't true indeed the people that's supposed to be in the land. All right, now they're supposed to be in the land pursuing the prophecy at this time because they're going to get destroyed. But once the real people return to the land, who they're going to be brought back by who? Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, who Esau tried to use Moab to throw a shot at indirectly, directly by saying he's a sinner. You see? So when Yahushua comes and brings the people, the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans back to the land, there will be none of this rewriting of the Bible, calling Jesus a sinner, and having wars going on. All right? This is further goes to show you that those people aren't the true Jews that's in the land. They're converts. All right? So let's get that in the New Testament, Hebrews 10 and 7. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 7. It reads, Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O power. All right? So Yahushua comes in the volume of the book. He isn't going to be no sinner, man. All right? He isn't. And that's just Esau, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, slick way of throwing a putt shot at the word by using Moab. All right? Well, we know, pursuant to Psalms 83, that they all are complicit in cutting the real Israelites off from being a nation, that we should no longer be called what? Psalms 83. Because you have to see this in a way bigger, scope than just China's a communist and they want to rewrite the Bible. No, you have to understand who's in control over this whole thing. All right? It's Esau, Edom. Now we know the Most High is using him, but he's the one that's been set up to be in rulership in these last days. These other nations, they're up under him. All right? So this is Psalms 83. In verse 1, it reads, Keep not thy silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So these other nations, they are all complicit in us losing our identity and having to find out who we were again in these last days. Okay? It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against these. The tabernacles of Edom. Okay? That's the number one. And out of that is Amalek. And the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. Okay? So the Edomites, the Ishmaelites, Moab, and the Hagarenes. All right? All these nations are complicit. All right? Moab being China, they are on board with us losing our identity and having to find out who we are as well. Okay? All right? So don't think for 1 second that Esau doesn't have his hand in this, okay? He's just using his pawns, these other nations, as a tool or a mechanism to throw those off that don't know any better. Oh yeah, Chinese, they don't want their people to have Christianity, to accept Jesus, when the Chinese only has Christianity because of the Edomites. You know, those missionaries bringing the Bibles over there. All right? So you have to see the whole picture, man. All right? Esau, Edom is behind all of this, man, because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24. All right? Christianity is just another extension of Esau, Edom's wickedness. All right? That's polluted the whole earth. What does it say in Jeremiah 50 or 51? The nations are going mad. All right? They've drunken the juice, the Christian juice. All right? Brought to them by who? None other than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. Babylon, who is Babylon? America, have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken her wine, which is symbolizing her philosophies, her ideologies, her democracy, her Christianity, everything. Therefore, the nations are mad. Okay? Mad, like as in insane in the membrane, and mad also is also in as fed up. Okay? So don't think for a second that Moab didn't get the orders to write this. Okay? Esau, Edom allowed him to write this and publish this. All for what? The confusion of our people to stay docile. Okay? It can't, Esau, Edom can't be the wicked. If Moab is saying that Jesus is a sinner, Moab got to be the wicked. Then you start to think and question yourself, well, is Moab the Edomites? Meaning is the Chinese the Edomites, the so-called white man, the wicked? No, Esau, Edom is the wicked. All right? It's just that he's subtle. It says in Genesis, Genesis titled him more subtle than any beast of the field. Okay? Esau, Edom is cunning, man. All right? If you don't have an idea or a keen, what's the word? A keen concept or, take on these prophecies, you'll easily be swayed into believing that the so-called white man isn't the damn Edomites, man. You see? You would think that Moab is the Edomites. You'll think that the Chinese man is the Edomites, the wicked of the world. Because why? They're calling Jesus a sinner. All right? They don't want to accept Christianity. Why would they want to accept something as pure as Christianity to help save the world? Because Christianity is an ideology given by to Esau, Edom, to the other nations, man, so that they can be drunk and mad. All right. So now let's go to Isaiah 2 and verse 1. It says, God's universal reign. All right. It says, verse 1, the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. All right. Now, if you got those so-called 1948ers, because that's the year that they was established, 1948, through the Balfour Declaration. If you got those 1948ers over there claiming to be the real Jews of the land, why is the world in such a shape or condition that it's in? Okay? Biblical prophecy states that what? When the real people return to the land, that the world would know, that the earth would know no more war. So it says, and all nations shall flow into it, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Right. And we know that Yahweh comes in the volume of the book. The law is part of the volume of the book. All right. And to say that Jesus is a sinner, quote unquote, Jesus is a sinner, is saying that the law is off. All right. So you see how subtle and slick and cunning this snake is, this serpent. All right. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He'll use another tentacle of his kingdom, Moab, because all these nations are up under him. All right. They all are up under him. Okay. That's why they're all complicit to bringing in this new world order. Okay. But they're going to actually turn on this man. All right. And the least of the flock, those 1948ers, is going to draw Esau, Edom into World War III. All right. Which is what we're currently seeing taking place right now. So how could they be the people of the Bible if war is still brewing and going on? Okay. And escalating to the point that all nations are going to be gathered into this valley of Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh Judge, Jehoshaphat. Okay. So we see right through the cunningness and the slyness of Esau, Edom, man. Okay. Trying to blame China for rewriting the Bible and, stating that it's communist. Man, you set it all up, man. So it says, verse 3, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. You see, when the true people of the Bible is in the land, it ain't going to be no Buddhism, Catholicism, Christianity, Islam. It ain't going to be any of that. It's going to be one power, one deity, Yahweh. All right. That's who everyone is going to worship. And they're going to worship him through the only begotten son, Yahushua, who's going to set up a ruling body government of 144,000, 12,000 men from each tribe to govern the whole earth. All right. You ain't going to have your other gods to call on. All right. All those are going to get taken out, man. Upon Yahushua arriving, he's taking the crowns of all these kings, man. That goes for their fake quote-unquote religions as well. All right, there's only going to be one power, and his name is Yahweh. And every man, woman, and children is going to worship him. All right? So it says, verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares. Because in Joel, they beat their plowshares into swords to come up against what? America. Let the weak say that I am strong. After America is taken out, then they're going to beat their plowshare, their swords back into plowshares. Because there's going to be work for them to do in the kingdom. All right? As slaves. So it says, verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. Why is there still war being talked about and going on right now? Those are the true people of the Bible in that land. Because they're not. All right? This is all an illusion. Esau, Edom is being sought out. The son of perdition. Okay? Verse 5. O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of Yahweh. All right? So the nations are all going to be under the rulership and authority of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. All right? Won't be no more other false gods and idols and deities. All those are going to be done away with. All right? So the mere fact that Esau could try to blame Moab for rewriting the Bible that he gave to him to start off with is beyond comprehensive. Okay? You see? But that's what the devil gonna do, man. When you know the traits and, hallmark signs of the wicked, you understand and see why, okay, that this man has to be taken out. All right? Because he's so subtle with it, man. All right? And you simple ass so-called Christians are bited, hook, line, and sinker, man, every time. All right? Therefore, thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because they be replenished from the east, and soothsayers like the Philistines, and they please themselves in the children of strangers. All right? So the point is made that, although they use Moab to defame the Bible, it's the Edomites that's in charge of ruling everything right now. So the fact that he can even put something out like that shows you that the one that's in control, the one that's in charge, the one that's ruling right now isn't fit to rule. Okay? They're not fit to rule. All right? And shortly, in a short amount of time, they're going to be dethroned. Okay? They're getting ready to come up out of that lofty place, man. All right? Yahweh Shai is on his way back. Okay? And it's gonna be go time when he makes that second appearance. It's gonna be, hey, let's get it on the cracking. All right. So I think that's gonna be it. We're gonna finish up with 1 Peter 5 and 8, just to keep you, on point. It says, 1 Peter 5 and 8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, right? And he has everything at his disposal, okay? He can use other nations to defame or degrade the Bible. He can do whatever to get the non-believers to believe, okay? So if you believe any of his damn madness, that just goes to show you you're not part of the elect, man. All right? If you believe that China has the authority to rewrite the Bible or do anything that this man doesn't see fit to have them do, you're you're not in the spirit, man. Okay? Because all these nations are up under this sector of the beast system, which is what? DC, the military branch, okay? Because we know those three frogs represent what? The monetary, the religion, and the military aspect. Well, America is the military aspect of this beast system, okay? And these other countries dare not go against the military branch of this beast system, okay? But the spirit is going to be put on them to do so, all right? The spirit is going to be on them to come up against America, all right? And we're vastly approaching that time, all right? All we need is that microchip to be made mandatory, all right? And these other countries, they're going to go all out, man. You see? Because that's going to show a sign of America economy crumbling and that it's ripe for the picking. And these other countries are going to feel like, hey, we could take this beast system down, all right? And in the midst of World War III, them battling for world dominance, guess who's going to show up? Yahushua, all right? Going to spoil all their plans, okay? You see? And it's all biblical, all right? So 1 Peter 5 and 8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Okay? So with that being said, pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.